Welcome to the Scottish Gliding Centre and your introduction to the exhilarating and exciting sport of gliding. Scottish Gliding Centre was formed in 1938 at East Fell Farm near Leslie and moved to its current site here at Portmoak Airfield on the shores of Loch Leven in 1957. Since the establishment of the club, the sport has grown and evolved enormously. However, the principle of soaring in a non-powered glider aircraft has not changed. The skill of the pilot is to find rising air currents called lift, where the air is rising greater than the rate of descent of the glider. There are three sources of lift we can utilise. Ridge soaring consists of flying close to a ridge or hill where the wind blowing up the ridge is deflected up the face of the ridge. Portmoak is well placed for ridge soaring, with Bishop Hill to the north and Benarty to the west. Our second source of lift is thermal, where the sun heats the air near the ground, causing it to become buoyant and rise. The glider pilot then has to circle in this thermal, similar to how you may see birds circling. Thermals are often triggered by large roofs, cloud fields, and the temperature difference at the transition between the loch and the shore. The final method of staying airborne is called wave soaring. As the prevailing wind blows across the high hills of the Grampian, it causes a ripple effect which stretches downwind across the country, similar to throwing a stone in a pond. By flying on the upgoing side of the wave, a glider can rapidly gain height up to and over 30,000 feet. Wave soaring is generally a higher atmospheric phenomenon and is often marked by a long linear line of cloud called a cloud streak. Portmoak Airfield is a very busy place, having the third highest number of launches and landings of any airfield in Scotland. Unlike conventional airfields, there are no designated landing areas, and gliders can land in any location and from any direction. Gliders are virtually silent, so extra vigilance and observation must be taken on the airfield. You should be escorted or supervised by a club member or member of the ground crew before walking to or from the launch point across the grass. Walking directly from the launch point to the nearest point of the ash track is the safest route. Friends and family are welcome at the launch point and can come up to the cockpit prior to the launch. However, once the cockpits are closed, they must move behind the launch point or well out to the side under supervision. Once the launch has taken place, friends and family should move away from the launch area to a safe location as instructed by the ground crew. Never pick up, touch, or stand over either of the two launch cables, and never walk in front of the aerotow. Your trial flight will be carried out in one of our two-seat trainer gliders with a trained and experienced instructor. You will sit in the front seat with the instructor in the rear. Your instructor will carry out the launch and the landing. However, during the course of your flight, there will be the opportunity for you to take charge of the controls and fly the glider, if you wish to do so. You may, however, prefer that the instructor does the flying, allowing you to enjoy the views and take photographs. Alternatively, your instructor will ask you if you wish to fly the aircraft. There is no requirement for you to fly the glider. It is completely up to you. If you wish to do so, the instructor will demonstrate the first few basic maneuvers, during which time he will ask you to follow through. Follow through on the control stick means lightly holding the stick between your right hand thumb and forefinger without obstructing movement of the stick, but allowing you to feel how very light movement of the stick is required to carry out the manoeuvre. Once you're happy to take crawl, your instructor will hand over saying you have control. To confirm that you have control, you must reply, "I have control." And when the instructor wants to take control back, he will say, "I have control," to which you should reply, "You have control," and take your hands and feet off the control. If at any time you wish the instructor to take over control of the aircraft, all you have to say is, "You have control." Flight will last between 25 and 30 minutes, and once complete, your instructor will sign off your certificate of flight. You will normally be launched by Aerotow behind our Eurotox tug to a height of 2,000 feet and gently glide back to land. If due to weather conditions or tug availability, you may be launched by our winch launch. The winch launch is much faster with a greater rate of climb, getting you to 1,000 feet in less than 30 seconds. Should conditions not enable you to soar from the winch launch, you will be given a second launch. Flying gliders is intrinsically safe, and to maintain the highest degree of safety, a safety briefing is carried out. Please give this safety briefing your full attention. The salient points will be repeated at the glider before you fly. You will be provided with a parachute for your flight. It is extremely unlikely that you will ever need to use this parachute. The parachute is put on and the straps are adjusted as being demonstrated. Take a look where the ripcord release handle is located. In the unlikely event of an emergency which the constructor cannot land the glider safely, he will instruct you to bail out by shouting, "Bail out, bail out, bail out." The following actions have to be carried out by you. Release the canopy by pulling the red release knob to the side. The canopy should detach. If it does not, push it away. Release your harness straps by turning the buckle to the side. Push yourself up and out of the aircraft and pull the parachute relief. The canopy will deploy and you will float to the ground. The control column or stick is the main control in the cockpit. Moving the stick forward moves the elevator on the tail plane down and changes the attitude or the angle the glider is flying, causing it to dive and speed up. Moving the stick back raises the elevator, causing the glider to climb and slow down. To turn the glider, we roll or bank in the direction of a turn, similar to leaning a bicycle. By moving the stick towards the direction of the turn, causes the ailerons on the wing, one to going up and one going down. The change of lift of the wings causes the glider to roll. Just like a bicycle, if we keep leaning the bike, it will turn faster. So in a glider, we have to return the stick to the central position once the desired bank angle is achieved. The rudder is operated by the foot pedals in the front of the glider, with one going forward as the other goes back. The rudder is deflected to the side, which causes the glider to yaw. Yaw means that the glider is flying sideways to the airflow. On the left hand side of the cockpit there is a blue handled lever. This is the air brakes, which your instructor will use when coming into land to increase the rate of descent and allow him to precisely land the glider. Inside the instrument panel there is a yellow knob or handle. This is the release from the tug or winch, and you should not touch it at all. In front of you is the instrument binnacle or panel, which may at first glance seem complicated. However, the two main instruments are this, the ASI, the airspeed indicator, which tells us our speed, which will be around the yellow triangle indicated on the dial. And this is the altimeter, which tells us our height. The small hand indicated thousands of feet, and the large hand indicates hundreds of feet. The other main instruments in the cockpit are the electric and mechanical vario, which tells the pilot if he is rising air or sinking air. A radio is also fitted in the cockpit. We are confident that you will enjoy your first experience of gliding, and we will be pleased to welcome you back should you decide to continue your training to becoming a fully fledged solo glider pilot. Instruction is carried out throughout the week and at the weekend by a professional instructor and a loyal band of volunteer instructors. Various packages such as mini courses comprising of a booked flying day with our professional instructor are run throughout the week, and a Learn to Fly package is available from the office. Alternatively, by joining as a member, you can turn up on a Tuesday or at the weekend and fly with a volunteer instructor and immerse yourself in the culture, ethos and fun of gliding as a sport. We look forward to you returning.